small towns to big cities and everywhere in between. We're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Anastas. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us. I think you're going to be glad that you did. All right, America really is an amazing place. If you stop and take a look at how far we have come, you simply have to be impressed. From technology, energy, education, to diversity in the workplace, and a lot more. Sure, things may not move as fast as we would like, but I think we're getting better all the time, so let's keep it going. All right now, up first, a very perfect example of the progress that we're making. We're calling it Simple Food Remedies. What that actually means is the use of food as medicine. Just incredible stuff. And joining us right now, one of the nation's leading health authorities. She is the nutrition and healthy lifestyle expert for the Today Show. Our friend Joy Bauer is back with us.
Oh, thanks, Ernie. And I gotta say, this is one of my most favorite topics to talk about because, as you mentioned, food is powerful, and we have oodles of research now showing that the compounds within the delicious foods, the everyday foods that we like to gobble down, can really help to increase energy, our brain health, lower cholesterol. There are so many different things, and I'm going to show you a bunch.
Well, I want to hear about that, but first, a lot of people are probably saying, okay, we're talking about food as medicine. When do you apply that, before you go to a doctor and all that sort of thing? How does that work so we can understand?
Well, because food is benign, you can certainly start applying it as soon as you see me talking about these separate things, but it's never, ever a replacement for going to the doctor, and it's never a replacement for medicine. Sometimes just eating well can sort of, play interference with an issue and help to reverse it, but this is something you have to talk with your doctor about. And if you're taking a medicine, don't stop taking it to start some of these food remedies. Introduce the food remedies along with the medicine, and then bring it all to your physician.
Okay, you have a lot in front of you now. Tell us what we should be hearing and how we're going to use this.
So this first one, I think, is going to be of interest to probably everybody. It's how to boost brain power. And I always rejoice, like my hands go up in the air and I scream yay and click my heels when I read the positive research on coffee. So I'm showing here coffee beans and a regular cup of coffee, and we know that a brew is loaded with not only caffeine, but also tons of antioxidants. And these things work in tandem to boost focus and concentration and even memory. This is cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is really cool. It's like the king of dark chocolate, and it's filled with plant compounds called flavonols, which keep our blood vessels happy, healthy, and elastic. And all that blood delivers nutrients to our brain. So cocoa powder is wonderful. And I can't talk about brain health without talking about berries. These deep colored berries have an antioxidant called anthocyanins, and that helps to increase cognitive function and memory. And if everybody can have a handful of berries every single day, you would be doing your brain good.
This is all good. This is all good. Okay, now you're bringing out another tray. See the bananas on there, okay? Run through this for us because I'm learning a lot too. Go ahead, Joy.
This is about managing blood pressure. Do you know, more than half the population, adult population, has high blood pressure? And so the reason I'm showing bananas is because bananas are packed with potassium, which is like the anti-sodium. Sodium draws in water and can increase your blood pressure numbers, but potassium flushes out that extra water. So bananas rock. And a lot of people don't realize that the delicious creamy green avocado is loaded with potassium too, and it also has heart-healthy fat and fiber. So not only does it help to flush out sodium, it helps to drive down the bad cholesterol. And I also want to show some yogurt, because yogurt has calcium, and people don't realize that calcium is another thing that helps to manage our blood pressure numbers. So right, it's all good.
And these are things that taste good too, which I love. It's nothing that you'd say, oh no, I don't want to do that. They're all good. Go ahead, show me the next tray, quick.
There's nothing obscure except maybe the first ingredient in this next category. So this is all about minimizing wrinkles and promoting a gorgeous complexion, skin health. So I'm showing matcha. Matcha powder is finely ground green tea. So green tea is helpful also, but this is even more potent because usually when you steep a green tea bag, some of the leaves get left in that bag, right? You're drinking some of it, but a lot gets discarded. So this is really great. You could get it in most mainstream stores right now, and you could brew up a matcha tea, just add a little bit to some boiling water, or you could add it in a smoothie as well, and it helps to reduce inflammation and wrinkles in the skin.
You know, Joy, I have to tell you something. You have such a list there. I wish we had another hour to go on and talk about them. We are going to, we're going to have you come back because I want to go through the rest of them.
I'm coming.
We've learned a lot. No, it's good, healthy living and healthy lifestyle. In a word, what's great about America?
It is the most beautiful place because it is filled with kind, loving people.
Kind, loving people, just like you. Thank you so much for being a part of the program.
And you, Artie.
Bye, Joy.
And when I want to feel good about myself, I watch Positively America with Ernie. Yes.
And we're back now on Positively America. I'm Ernie Anastas. I love it when people show passion for something that they love. And boy, do we have some passion for you now. I want to introduce you to a best-selling author and speaker who inspires audiences all around the world. She takes readers on a journey and inspires them to let go of what doesn't work, and instead they create the life that they really want. She's currently conducting workshops for Thrive Global, a company founded by her sister, Arianna Huffington, to help change the way we work and we live. I'm really very happy to welcome Agapi Stassinopoulos to our program. She's an amazing human being, great guest to have on the show. Welcome, Agapi, welcome.
Ernie, it's so wonderful to see you, and thank you so much for having me in this amazing series of yours.
Well, you are such a positive person, Agapi, and I know a lot of your outlook on life comes from how you were raised and your interaction with family. Very important to you, isn't it? Family, so much.
My mother, who I think you met a long time ago together with my sister Arianna, was an amazing influence. Her spirit was so resilient and so positive always, Ernie. It's amazing. She passed away 20 years ago, but she really lives in our lives, in our hearts. I feel her presence all the time. And one of the most important things that she said was that life is for you. Because a lot of people feel when things don't work out for them, that life is against them. And that trust of life, child, was the most important thing. And she didn't do it through words, Ernie. She did it through her example. Like she always said, don't worry, we are going to think about that. Her big mantra was, there is always a solution. And I wrote a chapter about that in my book, and there is always a solution.
Great.
And there is always a solution for everybody. And I think where we get stuck is when we start to think that we are alone. And that's the reason why I wrote this book, is to infuse and inspire people that the connection with your life force. And Ernie, you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it the I am, you can call it your spirit, you can call it anything you want. Just call it the name that connects with you. Because sometimes, I say to people, partner with God in your daily life. And they said, well, I don't believe in God. God is a big loaded word at the moment for people. So they moved away from God, they moved away from religion, they moved away from church. But you don't have to move away from your human spirit that's giving you life every day. And I think you've heard me say this before. When people say, I don't know who to pray to, I say, pray to your 36 trillion cells that are making you right now, and you have no idea how they are making you. That's power. That's human life. Pray to your human, that's it.
You have so many great messages in this book, Speaking with Spirit, which is out now. But you talk about your mom and your sister, Arianna Huffington. Chapter 25 really hit me. You're bigger than your fear. What's the message in that chapter, Agapi?
The message is, my friends, that inside of you lives the treasure of the human heart, the human spirit, your strength, your confidence, your enthusiasm. It's right there with you, no matter the adversities. Please, I urge you, and it's a call to action, rise up to that, mock it up, find it. And the way you find it is you stop judging, you stop separating and you start to receive and to give. When you start to give, my mother always said, when you start to give unconditionally and you find how much you have, not because of materiality, but because your love, your words, your kindness, your smile can lift people. So don't deprive yourself. Don't wait. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. We're in it. Right now, as you're hearing Ernie and me, lift to that energy. Find, I call it your bungee cord. And come, put your hands in your heart and say, thank you. Thank you for another day. No matter what, I'm not alone. If I had a tattoo to do, Ernie, in my hand, it would be, God is my partner. God is my partner with that every day, there. And I call this in the book, as you know, how to find your enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a Greek word. It means within God, and theos. Theos.
That's it.
Find it. And if you can't find it, call Ernie and me.
Agapi, you're such an amazing person, and what a great book at a perfect time. We can't help but to smile as we watch and listen to you, and it gives us a great gift to others, too. Thanks for sharing some of your time with us today, okay? And if you hold up the books again so we can see them, there you go. Thank you, Agapi, and I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ernie. Thank you for having me. You are a blessing in this world. Thank you so much for all you are doing.
Hi there, you're watching Positively America, and for that I say thank you. My name is Ernie Anastas, and I'm your host on this ride through the lighter side of the news. Let's jump right into a very important topic, and that's how fear can paralyze us. It's a very common problem that so many people struggle with. Well, my next guest is a motivational speaker widely known as the mayor of motivation. He speaks to companies and organizations and sales groups on having the mindset for winning, how to best connect with people, and learning how to sell like a top pro. In fact, he has made over 30,000 cold calls. That makes him one of the world's premier experts in fearlessly building business relationships. He is a giant. He's Eli Marcus, and he's joining us right now. Hey, Eli, how are you?
Ernie, I am ready to rock, and I can't wait to talk about fear and how to change people's lives for the better.
You know, Eli, when you think about fear, right, it's from the time we were little kids, right? You're dealing with fear of all these different things going on, and you can carry it all through your life. What do we do about that? How do we deal with fear? You're an expert.
Well, I'm going to go back to a friend of mine from the old days, Dr. Susan Jeffers, who wrote the classic book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And when you think about fear, it's not about only eliminating the fear. It's about actually acknowledging that you have the fear. It's actually okay to have the fear, but you have to go ahead and just do whatever it is that is in your heart anyway, because the worst thing in life is to actually look back and say to yourself, what if I had actually tried to be that ball player? What if I had actually tried to be that lawyer? So it's always the things that we didn't do in life that we regret most, and the things that stop us are fear.
Okay, Eli, I'm sure you've heard this before. Okay, someone says, I have this fear of whatever it happens to be, but I just can't get enough courage up or whatever to do something about it. It locks me in every time. What do you do about that?
You know, the biggest thing in life is really saying to yourself that I can handle it. It's really a mindset. So it's not the exterior things that happen to you. You know, it's not what's going on outside. It's really what's going on in your mind. And you just have to train your mind to realize that you're, you know, an incredible creation of God, you know, and I hate to get too spiritual, but that's really what it's about. It's about eternal mindset. You have to go ahead and you have to believe that you can handle anything. You can withstand it and you can handle it.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people listening, and I'm one of them, are saying, you know, you're right. You have to have that feeling within yourself that says, I can do this. Whether you read something that inspires you, good role models, but you have to believe that you can overcome this thing, right? That's a big thing.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to go ahead and do the impossible, you know, even if you think it's the impossible. For instance, like who would have known that you can actually walk on coals and not burn your feet? Well, not many of us are thinking, I want to go ahead and walk on coals, but it's a great metaphor. You actually should go ahead and do that once in your life, because it shows you that you can actually do things that you thought were impossible, things that you thought were the most fearful things on the planet. Oh my God, how can I walk on coals?
I know.
And you can do it.
And isn't it a great feeling when you've been afraid of something and you overcome it, 1, 2, 3, 4 times? You build that habit. I think that's important too, having the habit of overcoming that fear.
Well, one of our great presidents said, the only thing to fear is fear itself. And sometimes that is literally on our mindset is we're just fearing something, that makes no sense whatsoever.
That's right, exactly true. And what we're saying here is, try not to avoid it. Face up to it, right? Because you get stronger. You get stronger by doing that. I know people are saying, oh, I've heard this before. But Eli, you're a great example of it. It works, doesn't it? It works.
We have a fear of rejection. We have a fear of success. We have a fear of failure. We have a fear of danger. We have a fear of humiliation. We have a fear of what our family and friends are going to think about us. And at some point, you have to realize that these are things that you manufacture in your mind. What are your friends going to think about it? They're actually going to think highly of you that you made the attempt and you tried to do something regardless of the results. We're so stuck into results. We're so stuck into perfection. Yes. And it's perfection that's stopping us because we think we have to win and we have to win big.
Absolutely.
But what you have to do is get in the game. That's the trick. Get in the game.
Right. Get in there and be a winner. Quickly, I want to ask you my question. I love this question. What do you think is great about America? What's great about our country?
Well, this is the land of the free, and this is a land of opportunity, and we can do anything that we set our mind to. And the only thing that limits us is our mind, not our country. This country allows us to be anything that we can possibly be. We have people who have done things that are incredible in this country, people who were told they cannot succeed. Oprah was told she could not do what you're doing right now, right? Somebody told her that one time. Michael Jordan, couldn't make his varsity basketball team. Look what he became.
He did.
So when you have that core belief.
I love it. Good stuff.
And
Eli.
Get rid of that fear.
Get rid of that fear, and then you can do all kinds of great things in your life. Eli Marcus, you're the best. We really appreciate what you said, and thanks for being on the show.
Ernie, thank you so much.
Welcome back to Positively America. I'm Billy Floyd. Today, we're asking America, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice, in the future, you can always make more money, but you can never make more time.
Oh, I love that one. Time is everything. Can we match that energy?
I would say you'll always hear about everybody's successes, but not their failures.
When I was younger, an old timer once told me, save money till it hurts. And I retired at 52.
So you're doing pretty well for yourself, huh? You're locked in.
Best of doing good. And it was a good piece of advice. One of the few pieces of advice I ever listened to. And worked out well for me. I'm happy.
Just be yourself.
Doesn't it feel amazing to own who you are?
Exactly.
Why would you want to be anybody else?
Wouldn't want to be.
Never.
Don't get involved with a coworker.
In an intimate way?
Yes, or marry them.
Manage your finances when you're young and through your early life, and then you never have to worry about being tied to debt when you choose your career.
Wisdom. I love it. Here in the middle.
You've created a great life when you never need a vacation from it.
I'm on vacation right now. I'm living the dream. How about here? Last but not least.
Short and sweet, groundedness is key.
I'll keep mine short and simple. Follow your dreams. We'll see you next time on the program. I'm Billy Floyd.
All right, our man Billy out there asking those questions. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's take a little moment right now. One of the best things you can do for anyone, especially at a time of need, is to be there for them. Showing them that you care creates comfort and a safe feeling for anyone. It allows people to open up, to talk to you about anything that they have on your mind. Isn't it nice, for example, when you can sit back and hear someone say to you, I'm so glad that you're here. Being there shows that you're ready to lend an ear to their problems, to give them the support that they need at a time when they really need it. Could be someone in your family, could be a friend, a neighbor, or someone that you work with. Part of being there is also a practical way to get people through everyday life. We all have to deal with all kinds of things. From our own experience, there have been times when calling or texting helped, but it just wasn't enough. You stop and you say, something's missing here. I feel it. And so you know what happens? Do what I did. I showed up. Being there has the power to speak louder than words. You're right in the moment. So your presence gives someone what they need the most. I know it takes an effort sometimes. You have to get dressed, you have to get in the car and drive, But tell me something. How good does it feel when they say, thank you? I'm Ernie Anastas. Thank you for being here, and stay positive.